So you finally found the ideal product by testing out some products in your e-commerce business. How do you take it a step further to white label your product and make it your own? In this video, I'm going to show you how to white label your product without a huge MOQ to start building your brand and setting yourself up from competitors. If you don't know what white labeling means, it essentially means making a product that has no logo and putting your logo on it, and you may make some tweaks to the design to make it your own. And this process is actually not that difficult, but it could be a little bit bumpy if you don't know what you're doing. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to be using both Alibaba 1688. Actually, it's a lot easier on Alibaba if you know English. On Alibaba, you can simply search a white label on whatever product you want to white label, whatever niche you've done. Now, before white labeling any product, I recommend you actually test the market with your e-commerce store with just like a copy and paste solution. That you've already gotten used to the logistics and all that for setting up your own e-commerce business. But if you go to Alibaba, you can simply say white label product and look around for any brands that you might like or any styles that you might like or that are similar to what you're currently selling. One bad thing about using Alibaba versus 1688 is right here. What do you see? It's a large MOQ. An MOQ is a minimum order quantity that they're going to throw in your face to kind of make it hard for you to get started. That's taking on a lot of risk if you just want to buy 100 products without actually touching it. So the bad thing about Alibaba is that you're going to find high MOQs usually when you try white label products. So what I recommend is that you find more or less what you want to do and then search on 1688 that has a lower MOQ threshold. On Alibaba, you can see English marketing materials easier that can be copied and pasted on your store. We'll talk about that a little bit later. So here I am on the 1688 platform, and some keywords you want to have when you're like labeling your product. Note, this is meant for the Chinese market, so everything needs to be in Chinese, is 挂金白表. So what does that mean? It means cross-border. Let me type the pinyin so you know how to actually type this. So this, and then 白表, which is white label, and then whatever the product is. So in this case, I chose a wallet, which is qianbao, like this. And don't worry, as a backup, you can always use Google Translate, right? Put in your words, so if you want to say white label, use Google Translate, it'll translate it in Chinese, and you're good to go, get lost. So when you search for that, you're going to have a bunch of options here. Now, there's a couple important things I want to know before going deeper into your search on 1688. Sometimes they'll have the option that says, okay, this supplier has overseas business. So if that's the case, then maybe you don't need to include this Kuajin. There'll be an option here, which means cross-border. But it's always just good to have it. Some key points is that this is the minimum order quantity, so you want to set this as low as possible. You have to take some risks, so I won't put one, because a lot of suppliers won't let you do one custom product at a time, unless you usually pay like a higher price, maybe like 10 or something like that. Then you just search from there. Now, I already did some digging and found some potential suppliers, but you can see these all are potential candidates for what you want to do. Now, whatever product you choose, you gotta pick like, okay, not only the logo, but what makes you stand out. And let me give you some examples. So I saw this product here. Yes, it has their logo on it, but that can be customized. But some key things you want to look for on a supplier is that they have a lot of options here. So here, if you go to the top, you can see this has a minimum of 3 for minimum order quantity. And you can see there's a lot of customization that can be done. You can do logoing, you can do different kinds of engraving on the logoing, different colors. One is etched in. You can also do some labeling. So this goes very in great detail on how you can customize your product. And it even has like another feature to have RFID protection. You don't know what that is. That's if someone has a device to copy your credit card information, and this kind of blocks that. But that's a key thing you want to look for, is that they have the ability to do the logoing and the customization. So this one's a good candidate. You can see they already have English marketing materials, which is also a plus, but it's almost like a copy and paste. So that's one candidate. Another candidate I found was this one. I don't see as much customization as the other one though. And here you can just see the colors, but what made me stop and say this is a potential candidate for this specific product is they say you can put custom logos and that you can customize the product. So again, I don't recommend starting off with white labeling if you're just starting e-commerce, but at least once you get the idea with a specific product line, you can actually make it your own in the future and then actually make your brand even stronger than just selling copy and paste. Because copy and paste doesn't last long, and you can actually make it further that. And you can see this one has a minimum order quantity of 3 as well, right there. But yeah, you can see it also has all these features that you can have. I'm not sure if it has the RFID blocking. And the plus is if it has certifications and all that. You can always have a chat with the supplier to figure that out. Another thing to make your brand more impactful, other than just like the product itself, is the packaging. And you can also search for packaging companies to kind of make your solution complete. Better if you ask the supplier that does your product if they have a packaging company they can partner with. Now, if you're penny pitching, then yes, search for a third-party packaging company where you, let's say you buy like 10 of a product, you already customize your logo, and then you send it to the packaging company and then they'll package it there. But realize that you may just save maybe like 10% unless you work directly with the product supplier you're already using. So I recommend that you do the packaging that way. If you want a one-stop shop for someone to find you a supplier to help you do the white labeling exactly how you've done it, we've had many customers that have reached out for this process to make it easy without needing to speak or read Chinese and dealing with logistics. Feel free to try out our website that helps you directly source with these suppliers, all in English, and it helps you deal with all the logistics that's dealt with owning an e-commerce business. I hope you at least learned the first steps on how to get started and how to white label your product. I know I just did it for the wallet, but you gotta think about this. You just change product name to whatever product you're trying to sell. If you found something valuable from this video, please like and share it. And if you want to learn step by step on how to use 1688 all by yourself, like you don't want any middleman, and to actually contact the suppliers directly, no matter where you are from the world, check out this video right here.